MLS is back, and we'll break down what you won't want to miss this weekend, next on The Daily. Hello and welcome to The Daily. It is Friday, thankfully, Greg, and after a little bit of... Thankfully, yes, of course.
You had a hard week or something?
Yes and no.
We're traveling down in Kansas City, eating barbecue, watching the national team. It's not so hard.
Hey, well, the point is we're glad that MLS action is back after that international break. A couple big games this weekend to pay attention to. Perhaps the biggest one for a variety of reasons here in MLS. On Sunday, the California Clasico, San Jose hosting the LA Galaxy. That's at 7 p.m. on Galavision. And Greg, this could be a historic day for San Jose.
Yeah, if they win this one, they wrap up the Supporters' Shield, which is huge in that case because that secures them home field advantage through the playoffs, including the MLS Cup, which would be massive for them. And also, we're all going to be watching this game also to see whether Wondolowski is going to score a couple more goals. Of course, Wondo, 2 behind Roy Lassiter for the all-time single-season record in MLS. So, I got to say, good luck to him. I kind of want him to break it. I said earlier in the season that he won't. And now that he's this close, it would be amazing.
Well, I'd like to see him prove you wrong as well, Greg. Another note from that one. Earlier in the day before this game, San Jose will break ground on that new stadium out there. So just a wonderful day for the Earthquakes overall. The other big game this weekend.
Just one thing before we get to that other game.
Okay.
Don't forget the Galaxy here.
Yeah.
They have a lot to play for, too. They want to make a statement here and put some pressure on San Jose going into the playoffs to say, you are not the unbeatable team you've been all season long, and the Galaxy are back. We don't know about Landon Donovan, whether it's confirmed, whether he's going to be back from his injury or not. We should learn some more on Friday and certainly on Saturday to see if he'll be ready to go on
The
Sunday.
big thing for the Galaxy, they do not want to be that 4 or 5 seed and have to have that play-in game. Another team that could end up in the playoff game if things go the right way, Columbus, they're going to be in D.C. this weekend on Saturday. That game, 7:30 p.m. on MLS Live. This one is it's a huge game in the Eastern Conference. For DC, a tie or a win gets them in, and Columbus, they are desperately trying to keep track with the rest of those teams.
And for the most part, a win for DC and a loss for Columbus means that the Crew are done. Because it depends on the other results for Houston and New York as well to see whether that ends up doing, mainly for Houston. Houston playing at home where they haven't lost in, I don't know, it's like 4 years or something crazy like that. So, but they're playing against Philadelphia, and so we'll see I think they're going to get that win. So this is a must-win game for Columbus. I don't think they've had a pressure-filled game like this since maybe MLS Cup in 2008.
Of course, Columbus looking to continue that playoff streak, a perennial playoff team here in MLS. But there are also 7 other games on the slate this weekend. One of the big ones up in Cascadia, Vancouver, hosting the Portland Timbers, and a bunch of other ones to look out for as far as playoff implications. Check MLSsoccer.com for all that coverage and all the TV listings for this weekend's games. Well, there's plenty of relief here in the U.S. after the Americans clinched their place in the final World Cup qualifying round. One nation that was not able to do that was Canada. Of course, Greg, that 8-1 loss to Honduras, knocking them out in the semifinal round. And on Thursday, we saw the results of that. Stephen Hart resigning from his post as Canadian national team manager. Honestly, this is what everyone expected.
Yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, he was tasked in getting Canada to the World Cup for the first time since 1986, at least getting them to the hexagonal where they could have a chance to get to the World Cup. They got stuck in a tough group with Honduras and, frankly, a very good, surprisingly good Panama team as well. This is Panama not always as strong as they were in this one. But in the end, it doesn't really make a difference. They had to get to the hexagonal. They didn't. Stephen Hart is out. He did the right thing by resigning, I think, in the end. Now everyone's going to look to say, who's going to be the replacement? Everyone automatically goes, well, Frank Yallop, of course, right? But he's done that before. I don't think he wants to go back, frankly. I think there are some other, I think they're going to have to look outside of Canada, find a coach, maybe following the U.S. lead to say, let's bring in someone who's going to revamp things a lot. Someone who will have a very good communication with the clubs. We've heard from Bob Lenarduzzi out at Vancouver saying the clubs need to have better communication with the federation in order for us to build this whole program. Not just the team, the program.
And certainly that's the word. More talent needed, more Canadian players needing to get opportunities on a first-team stage. Canadian MLS clubs likely the ones to give those opportunities. That's all we have for today. Make sure you leave your comments in the section below. And of course, tweet at Greg or I. We'd love to hear what you have to say and interact in that manner. Make sure you check out all the games once again this weekend, and we'll be back to talk to you on Monday.